Hey y'all, what's up? JamiThatsMe here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, I gotta talk about Love is Blind, and I do believe it's episodes what? 6, 7, and 8. I did take some notes and stuff, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first couple I want to talk about is Tiffany and Brett. Y'all know that we love us some Tiffany and Brett over here. It wasn't a whole lot to their story. That's kind of why I want to like go ahead and touch on them first. Okay, y'all gotta let me know down in the comments how much you've been enjoying this season of Love is Blind. Okay, because it's definitely been given. I wasn't really interested in last season for real, but I'm here for this one. All right. So it looks like Brett has given Miss Tiffany a tour of his home. Okay, he gives her this tour, and it was a cool tour. You know what I'm saying? It's some things that she started to notice that she may not like, but I'm sure she'll be fine at the end of it all, right? But the things that I highlighted that I really liked that Brett said, and I was like, come on, Brett, that's a man. Come on, Brett. Brett says if he needs to, he'll get a bigger space to accommodate her move in. I said, I know that's right, because she was looking around like, this might be a little small. The closets aren't that big. I have my stuff. You have your stuff. Where is my area going to be? Da, 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 da. He was like, if need be, I'll get a bigger space. I said, I love them. I love Tiffany and Brett. They are definitely my Lauren and my Cameron of this show. And I hope that they go on to be just as happy as Lauren and Cameron. Okay. Tiffany's friends to me were extremely supportive when the one friend was giving her speech about her best friend and just crying about her and stuff. And I was like, see, that's what's up. I'm glad y'all showed that, because I feel like a lot of us girls don't really get those type of friendships where your friends genuinely want to see you be happy. Like Miss a girl, Miss Micah, like your friend, but we'll get into her a little later. But anywho, I'm glad that they showed that. Like Miss Tiffany really has some really good friends around her, and they really genuinely want to see her be super happy. So I love that for her. They seem to be very genuine. Brett seems to be genuine. Everybody seems to like Brett. Tiffany's great. Listen, this is a good. Hey, I'm glad that they saw what they needed to see from behind the pods. You feel me? So, yes. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Now, you know what would suck? Is if all of this, we're so happy about these two individuals coming together, being something, and then at a later time, when it's time for them to actually say, I do, if one of them said, I don't. Now, I'm going to be pissed that y'all done got me hooked in and sold on the idea of Tiffany and Brett, only for us to learn that y'all really not getting married. I would be mad about that, for real. I ain't gonna lie. But anywho, that's everything that's going on with them. Okay. Now, next up, let's see who I would like to talk about next. Okay. Do I want to get into those two? I think I will. Okay. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and talk about Bliss and Zach. All right. So they finally meet each other in person. And we kind of saw that on the tail end of episode 5, as they've been rolling them out in certain sections. Okay. So they give us this new episode. They end up meeting each other. They go out to eat, all of that. They're going to actually end up hanging out a bit more beyond just, meeting each other and having that conversation. Okay. But he tells Bliss about, he tells her about how horrible Irina was for him, how horrible that experience was, and how he knew he chose the wrong person. And then he tells Bliss, like, you knew it too. Like, why are you saying that? Duh, she knew that. Duh, she knew it when she told you not to pick the girl the first time. She was trying to tell you about her character, but you wanted to do what you wanted to do. And she said, if you choose her, it tells me a lot about your character or your judgment or something like that she said. And that was fact. That was facts. I hope that doesn't show up at a later time as far as his poor judgment about situations, okay? Especially you being an attorney, honey. But let's keep going, all right? So I loved that Bliss initially, from what we saw, she wasn't really letting her guard down or showing him any interest or whatever. Like, she wasn't letting him know that it was going to be easy for him to come back and that he was going to have to work for her, in so many words. So I love that she was like that. Now, Zach definitely wants back in, but it's clear that Bliss was still feeling him. Like, although she was trying to be tough girl, you could tell that she still really cared about him at the same time. All right. But I was glad that she kept her guard up with him. Now, I also want to highlight Zach's facial hair. Zach, you look so great with facial hair. That little small shag or whatever you had going on, beard coming through, it was looking nice. And I was like, yo, when Zach grows that fully out, like Zach's going to be that guy for sure, for sure. Okay, Zach. So you're one of the lucky ones, okay? At your age, and it's no disrespect, a lot of them don't have hair at that point. You have all your hair here. You have some of your beard growing in. I think you should let it grow in a little bit more. I think that would be a great look for you. So you might want to look into that, okay? So Bliss does link back up with Zach, and when she got to his house, he ended up cooking for her or whatever. It seems like soon as she walked in the door, he wanted to kiss her, but he couldn't read her energy, right? So he couldn't like just go in for the kiss. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but I did, okay? He really wanted to kiss her. No, sir. But you could tell she really does like him. She came over to the house. He cooked. What I really loved about them is being able to see their journey and being able to see their story. I feel like in the past, if it's been a situation like that, we haven't necessarily followed them once they may have left the island or something, but the pre-honeymoon or whatever. So I love that they continue to follow them because I wanted to know what the hell finna happen with Bliss and Zach. I need to know. Don't leave me out. Don't leave me hanging on this. Okay. So I love that. So they ended up cooking or whatever, or he ended up cooking. He messed up the steaks or whatnot. So they ended up just having carrots and mushrooms and a little bit of shrimp. And I was like, dang, man, how you mess up the steak, dog? I would have been hot. I would have tried to figure out a way to make them steaks work. Okay. You feel what I'm saying? But anywho, it is what it is. They were good. They did some dancing around and stuff. And I'm not going to lie, I started to wonder like, yo, is he going to propose to her? We're following their journey. Are they just going to continue to date for this whole thing? Or is it at some point he's actually going to propose to her? Like what's going to happen? Well, Zach takes her on this yacht. They go on this yacht, real nice, real hella romantic. Got the flowers, got all of that champagne. It was real cute. It was cute as fuck. And honestly, I feel like that was a proposal that Bliss deserved more than just meeting him at the end and him getting down on his knee or whatever the case was. But yes, on the yacht, he pulls out the ring. He proposes to her. And she says yes, but I ain't gonna lie. I was like, why she finna tell him no? Why she finna tell him we need to date a little bit longer? But I was surprised. She said yeah. She accepted the proposal. And, because I really like Bliss, even though Zach made like a dumb decision with who he chose to go with and he was paying for it, I really like Bliss. And I hope that for her, this works out in exactly how she wants it to, because I do like her, right? I like that they're quirky. I like that they're weird together. I like that when they have their inside jokes, like they are the only ones that's truly, truly going to understand it. Like, I like that they get each other. And I want that for her if that's what she wants, because I feel like they got so much in common. But Bliss, although she's loving the fact that she's engaged to him, as the show progresses over the few episodes that we did see, it seems like she's not over him choosing the other young lady over her. That's something that's still bothering her. And I kind of understand why it's bothering her, because I feel like it hasn't been something that they really, really addressed, or I ain't gonna say addressed, but like really, really talked about. You know what I'm saying? All he really kept saying was, I just made a bad decision, and I made a bad decision, and it was horrible, and da 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 da. But I feel like she didn't really get a chance, or at least we didn't see, I feel, where she really expressed how that made her feel when she was turned down, and to hear that she tried to give him the advice and he wasn't listening to her, and da 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 da. So I see why it might be something that's reoccurring. However, when it was time for they got to the house, and I don't know if they met anybody, but they both were sitting down and they were eating, and he was trying to get her to see, because she was like, she doesn't know how much he really cares for her, how much he's really into her, how much something. And he was like, what? You can't see that? I legit proposed to you. And you mean to tell me you still can't see? I came back for you. I could have kept it pushing, but I came back for you and I'm proposing to you. I want to have a future with you. And you're still not seeing how serious I am about you. So she's still a bit on reserve. But I will say, okay, now, Bliss, I understand where you are in this moment. But I pray y'all move from that space, okay? You owe it to yourself to move from that space and let whatever that was be just that, and actually give y'all a chance and see how y'all can progress together. You know what I'm saying? That was just a small moment that happened between y'all. It doesn't have to be something that continues to happen. Like, actually give y'all that chance, and you owe it to yourself to not be up there wrecking your brain all the time, wondering whether he's really interested in da. Give him the opportunity to be about who he say he gonna be about when it comes to you. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I think, which I'll leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. Okay. So yeah, loving me some Bliss, and we'll just see what's gonna happen with her and Zach. All right. So next up, I want to talk about, where is she? Micah. I want to talk about Micah and Paul because I feel like it wasn't a lot to their story either. So Micah, she does have a conversation with Paul because she's pressed. She is pressed, y'all. She is so pressed that Irina was slick pushing up on her man, girl. She was feeling away, so she has to have a conversation with him. He ends up telling her about how Irina was over there rubbing on his leg, touching on him or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? She was doing a whole lot. But see, here's the thing. Michael, you initially said that you wasn't even attracted to Paul like that. Meanwhile, Irina was attracted to Paul and thought that he looked good. You feel what I'm saying? Now, make no mistakes about it. At the end of the day, that's still your fiance. And I truly feel like you're taking more of a liking to him now after you see that Irina likes him. Right? And I feel like that's the only reason why you were more interested in him the first time around, because you saw that another woman liked him. Like, you have some type of insecurity thing going on to where you really want to see if you could get the guy over the other girl type thing. Like, that's your whole vibe. You did it with, I feel, Kwame. You did it with Paul. And yeah, you did. You did it with those two. Like, you want to be the one that wins in the end. You want to think that you think you're the one that's more desirable, whatever the case is. Okay. But here's the thing. Irina liked your man. You felt the way about it. You said that it was disrespectful, but I don't give a fuck. Do you hear me? I do not care, girl. Bye. The way that you was sitting over there being disrespectful as hell in my girl Chelsea face. And you think we supposed to give her that? Girl, no ma'am. Girl, I slick was like, I hope Irina snatch your man, girl. I hope she snatched that man from you so you can see how I feel, boo. But anywho, so Micah does make the decision to link up with Irina so that they can have this conversation. So she confronts her and tells her that she doesn't know if she should trust her in the future. She's like, you're one of my best friends. Something like that she called this girl. And I was like, you don't even much know that lady. You don't even much know that lady, girl. Didn't you just meet this lady on the show and you over here talking about a best friend? You don't know that lady like that, just like you don't know Paul like that. What is going on? Did I miss it? Please let me know if I missed it, okay? And she's like, well, I don't know if I should, trust you in the future or anything, because if I move on and I marry this guy and he's around and you come, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could trust you to be around my man and I trust that you're going to make a move or a pass at him. Like, I don't know. That's what you get. I want you to be worried and stressed out. The same way you was over there playing in my girl Chelsea face. America does not give a damn, Miss Micah, because we don't, okay? But Irina sits up there and she assures her, like, I don't even know why I did that. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I mean, you can trust me. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really thinking or whatever like that, Like, I mean, yeah, like, duh, you got the great guy. Like, he's cute. Like, oh my God, good for you. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? When I looked at my options and I looked at Zach and then I looked at Paul or whatever, and I was like, oh my God, like, why can't you put that face over here? And I was just, I was just in my head. I really wasn't thinking about you because honestly, I'm really not a good friend for real, but since you're a mean girl, like, I vibe with that type of energy. Like, I vibe with a mean girl type of energy. That's why I kind of got closer to you or whatever. But make no mistakes about it, like, we really were not friends for real. So I didn't think that it would be a problem if I slighted you for real. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just what mean girls do. But all in all, just know that in the future you can trust me, even though you can trust me in the past. You can trust me in the future, and I'll never do anything like that again. Like, I apologize. Like, girl, it was just like, shut the fuck. Bye, Irina, girl. I don't want to see you no more. And I don't really want to see your ass at the reunion, but I know they're going to bring you back for the reunion, girl. Anyway, let's keep going. So we learned that Paul let's what's her name? Paul allows Micah to meet his mom, which happens to be a paralegal. And I thought that was so funny because his mama had already ran damn near a background check and everything else she could find out about Miss Micah. She knew what her daddy and her mama did for a living and what kind of trailer they lived in. Do you hear what I say? Like, the lady knew all kind of stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if I like that, ma'am. Like, girl, Micah, you better not ever mess up. You better not ever mess up because this lady gonna have all your tea. Do you hear me? Girl, no ma'am. Now let's fast forward to him meeting her friends, okay? Let's see. Let me make sure I'm on the right part. Okay, so Paul meets with her friends, and at some point, they're having a conversation, and he says, "Oh, okay." He says, "So I guess this is a roast to Paul session or whatever." And one of her good friends by the name of Shelby kind of got slick with Paul, and Paul was like, I don't give it, like, okay, I don't care. Cause she said something like, don't ever say that to me. Like, I'll go hard on you, like for real. Like, I'll go real hard on you. And he was like, and like, okay, bitch. I mean, it is what it is. So then Paul says, listen, I'm just here for my fiance only, and Micah started to feel a way that he was being dismissive to her friends, but your friends was being disrespectful to him. So I'm a little confused. First of all, Miss Shelby came right out the gate being jealous as fuck. Right out the gate. Period. Okay, looking for something. The man wasn't even saying nothing, and then you just like, yeah, I'll go hard on you. I'll this and that, and da 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 da. Then roasting him. Like, I'm just confused on your energy. What it is that your friend is elevating to a space that you desire to be in, and she's beating you there, and you just cannot take it. And you about to be the one that's about to be out here single and just out here still searching for love. Meanwhile, she's living her happily ever after type thing. But girl, you're definitely intimidated by this new relationship, girl. It's bothering you. Very much so. So Micah's trying to convince him that he should care. And I'm like, bitch, no, he should not, because your friend is a hater. Period. Okay. So that's just that on that. The girl goes over to her and starts crying and all this other stuff and saying, oh my God, he's not the one. Like, like, I just want to tell you that out of everybody, it's not him. Like, this is not for you. Like, you should not be doing this. Like, I'm telling you, like, this is not what you want. Like, this ain't it. And I was just like, Shelby, get a clue and get a fucking grip. Okay? Those are the things that I need you to get real quick. And get somewhere and sit your ass down. Trying to convince her friend not to marry this boy. And I feel like Micah may not marry him because honestly, I don't think that she's fully attracted to him. I don't really think he's fully her type. So because of that, I could see her saying no, but she's just going along to get along, in all honesty. But some part of me is like, I hope that she does marry him so that she could sock it to that crazy friend of hers. Right? And I bet you as soon as she starts being married to this man, if that is the case, she's going to start seeing things about that friend, and it's going to start coming to a head that really ain't your girl. That's really not your friend for real. Y'all may have been friends for years, but that's not it, okay? That's not how friends operate. They may end up falling out. But either way, that's all I got on Micah and Paul. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below on what y'all think about them, especially about Shelby, coming for Mr. Paul. And Paul was not giving that damn piece of a damn, okay? And I'm here for him on that. But y'all hop in the comments and let me know, okay? What else did I want to say? I think that's it on them. We'll circle back around to Michael, Paul, and actually we could just wrap it up, really. Micah, Paul, and Amber. Amber shows up when they have a meetup towards the end of, I believe, episode 8. But I didn't see any interaction. Episode 8. I didn't see any interactions, so maybe we'll see it on the next episode. I don't know why they brought her back out of everybody, because I don't think that Amber and Paul's relationship was that strong, although I kind of wished he would have picked her. But that's because I saw Micah as a mean girl and did not want him to be with her. But baby, Michael was definitely intimidated when she saw Amber, because she made sure to go over there, rub on her man, and grip on his arm. And when he saw Amber, he was like, oh, whoa, I'm just going to make sure I stay clear of her. I'm just going to stay where I'm at. I don't want anything to disrupt what we got going on here. Let me tell y'all, I think Paul is just a really good guy. I do. I think Paul is just a sweetheart. I truly believe that. But I think that we probably gonna be feeling like in a little bit, I don't know when, that, Michael don't deserve him. But we shall see how it's gonna play out, girl. I can't wait to see the interaction between the both of them. But let's go ahead and move on. Who else would I like to talk about here? Let's get into Kwame and Miss Chelsea, okay? Let me find their notes so we can talk about them. All right, so they make me sick, first of all, okay? This is why Kwame and Chelsea make me sick and get on my fucking nerves. Chelsea is so lovable. Like, I really like Chelsea. I like her a lot. And I hate the fact that she loves him because it's so clear that he does not love her at all and she just does not see it. That's what gets on my fucking nerves when it comes to them. But I really like her. And I'm just like, oh, dang, Chelsea, like, stop being so blind to this man. Like, he is not it. He's coming up with bullshit. Did anybody else catch the fact that when he was supposedly on the phone with a woman that was supposed to be his mom, that he was never on the phone? I do not believe that man was on no call. That's just me, though. I don't believe he was talking to no fucking body. I don't. It's giving scam. All right. But anywho, Kwame is about to meet Chelsea's dad. And what irritated me about this meeting was the fact that they seemed like they were dancing around the fact that he's a black man. Because it sounded like Chelsea may have dated black men in the past, and her dad probably thought they were cool, but never good enough for her to marry them. But she kept saying that, my ex is this, my ex is that. Yeah, he's met my exes, but none of them were good enough for me to marry type thing. So I'm like, girl, what y'all talking about is this man being black. Let's keep it a buck and we doing reality, girl. Let's just keep it real. So she was concerned about her dad not approving of him. And she kind of hyped it up so much. And maybe that was the purpose. I don't know. Maybe her dad is like that. But once he saw the cameras, he showed us something different. I don't know. But when he got on camera, her dad seems like he's a sweetheart. So that's why I was like, Chelsea, what the fuck? Did you have us prepared for it, girl? What was this? Your daddy looked like he don't even much give a damn about nothing. It seemed like he was just glad you're finally about to get married to somebody. Okay, that's what it seemed like. Daddy seemed like he was cool. All right, but anywho, when she was before her dad got there, she was telling Kwame his name, and I guess Kwame didn't know or couldn't remember. And I'm like, y'all ain't go through none of this well beforehand. Y'all didn't do that well beforehand. But I mean, once she told him what her dad's name was, it seemed like Kwame was like, oh, okay, that's the name. Oh, okay, cool. It seemed like Kwame didn't even give a damn. Like, he's just not that into you, girl. I cannot stand this man. I can't, all right? So her dad comes over and Chelsea's prepping her dad about the convo about how they chose each other beyond the physical. Seemed like her dad, the way she was labeling it, seemed like her dad was not going to approve of him because he was black. Because he was like, Dad, so we met each other in the pods and we never saw each other and we didn't know what each other looked like. It's an experiment. And, we really bonded over this and that. And we had so many things in common. And then next thing you know, I was surprised. He was surprised, like, woo, oh my God, he's black. Like, that's what it was given. And I'm like, Chelsea, really? You had to break it down like that? Like, your breakdown seemed to be so different from everybody else's breakdown on how they fell in love with this person or chose this person in the past. Like, it was just, I don't know, girl. Maybe because, I mean, and I don't think nobody else has like a out of race partner, but okay, maybe, what's his name? I forgot the doggone boy's name, but the one that's with Jackie. What is his name? Marshall. Maybe Marshall, but I mean, I feel like that's also a common thing. Like, I mean, she looks like she might be mixed with black, but then I'm not sure what her background really is. But yeah. Anywho, let's keep going. So, her dad gave us a completely different reaction after she had that whole spiel with her daddy, girl. He gave us a completely different reaction. He seems like he's a really nice guy, a really genuine guy. He seemed like he was genuinely happy for his daughter and everything. So I'm like, Chelsea, you had us pressed for what again, ma'am? Right. Anywho, so Kwame decides to ask the dad for the blessing of marrying his daughter. The dad says absolutely. Okay, absolutely. So like I said, I like Chelsea so far. I like her dad. It's Kwame that you have to worry about. That is the one that I cannot. And I think that she deserves So much better. I mean, if her and Marshall probably got together, maybe I probably would have liked that. I don't know. Maybe I would not have. But girl, I'm trying to see who else she could have dated outside of this fool. Girl, no man. Anywho, so she thinks they gonna move to Seattle, right? But I believe Kwame is living in Portland. So where is Portland? Because every time I hear Portland, I hear Oregon. So let me look that up real quick, y'all. I'm trying to see. Um, because I always thought it was like, okay, Portland, Oregon, but then you have Seattle, Washington, right? So then if they living in two different fucking states, why did he even come on the show in Seattle? Or am I confused as to where everybody else is located? How did it, like, why, if he's not planning on leaving Portland, why did you came on this show for clout purposes? And I hate it so fucking much that Kwame got on this show, because what's going to happen is this, mark my words, watch now. I do not believe he's going to say yes to Chelsea at all. I believe he came here for clout. He's going to break her heart at the altar. And next thing you know, we're going to see his lame ass over there on the challenge. Y'all know how the challenge, role rules, all of that. They like to bring back. They like to bring Love Island people over, Love Is Blind people, all of that. Like that's where we gonna see his ass at. I wouldn't be surprised if we turn around and see him on The Mole. The Mole was a really good show, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see him on another type of show like that. And I hate it, girl. Ugh. Anyway, let's keep going. So Kwame, all right, she says that, she wants to move to Seattle. Sounds like he's not really willing to move to Portland, but he keeps telling her, like, I'm the one that's sacrificing a lot. I'm sacrificing a lot, or whatever like that. And then it came to a point where actually it came to a point where they talked about kids and all. And Chelsea asked him if he's ready to settle down, because he seems like he's leaving a part of himself behind, and maybe he's being regretful because he was the one that kept saying he's compromising a lot, or more than her. He's sacrificing more than her. Whoop de whoop de whoop, blah blah blah. So he was just really feeling a way about that. So she's like, I mean, are you trying to settle down? Like, is this something you really want? And I feel like Chelsea is starting to pay attention to the things he say, his actions, and she's starting to be more clued in, and likely thinking that, I don't think that this is gonna work. I don't think this is something that he really wants to do. So I'm hoping when they get to the altar, Chelsea is the one to say no, instead of allowing him to be the one to break her heart. But let's keep going. Kwame gets on the phone with his mama, and he's like, hey mom, I'm getting married, this and that is happening, yada yada yada, how are you feeling, what are you thinking, whoop de whoop, la la la. He's just talking. And when he hangs up the phone, I'm like, I don't even think that man was on the phone with his mama. I really don't. And I was just feeling away because the camera angle seemed to only stay on this side of his face, or maybe go to this side, but I could never see if he had like an earpiece on the right side. At least I don't recall. But I remember it was something about the camera angle for me. And I said, I don't think this man is on the phone with no fucking body. I really don't. I think they just shot this on some bullshit type stuff, okay? But all in all, he's trying to say that his mama is not happy. And I remember Chelsea asking him, is he going to marry her if his mom doesn't show up, or something like that. But I don't remember what his answer was. I don't know if the answer was I don't know. I don't know if the answer was no. I doubt it was no. Or if it's supposed to be continued for the next episode. That's what I'm not sure about. But that's where they are, okay? And Chelsea, if you could get the hell out quick, get the hell out quick, okay? Good luck. Let's keep going. Who is the next, all right? I want to talk about these two, Jackie and Marshall. I like me some fucking Marshall, and y'all not finna change my mind on that. Y'all not finna do that, okay? Y'all, yes, Marshall got it going on. I don't care what nobody says. Marshall is very handsome. The way he has catered to this girl, in my personal opinion, the way he loves on that woman, like, Marshall is a great guy. And it's so sad because I feel like these are the great guys a lot of women want, and a lot of women get them at the wrong time in their lives. And when they get these men at the wrong time in their lives, they disturb and fuck these men up. So they make it difficult for the rest of the women that may try and come along. And who knows, maybe that's their intentions, right? Just like men get these good girls and then they get them at the wrong time, they fuck them over, and then after that, she probably just be on her F these type stuff, right? F these men type stuff. And, it may be a little difficult for her moving on because I'm sure maybe she was a great girl at some point, Miss Jackie, and she got with the wrong guy, and that has affected how she navigates her future relationships because she's only used to this toxicity stuff that she gets, right? But girl, we hate to see it. But anywho, I felt like Jackie was being real weird with Marshall. I feel like he's been very understanding. He's been catering to her, but she got a lot going on. And that makes me think that she should not have joined this process. If you have all of this stuff going on in my personal, I don't think you should have joined this process because for me, you blocked another woman's opportunity to be with that man initially. You feel what I'm saying? So I understand you got the issues with your parents and you came to social media talking about your dad got cancer and you do this for your family and your brother getting out of jail and you got this and that and all the other stuff going on. But you got bigger stuff than that. Okay? You have bigger stuff than that. All right. And I think that one, you weren't fully all the way in with him, but you knew that that's somebody that you needed. And I also think you probably been messing with Josh a long time ago, probably even during that time, still in contact with him or whatever. And yeah, I think you're just used to horrible relationships that end in extremely great sex. Like I think that's what it is. Like y'all argue, fight all the time, but the sex is amazing, so you stay. Like that's what I think you're used to. But anywho, she goes on to say that her mom is upset with her for being. She says her mom is upset with her for this process or something. She's disappointed in her with this process that she decided, the route that she decided to take. And I'm just like, you really gonna put that on your mama? Your mama was upset with your ass before you left to do this process. I'm sure if you notified her, she probably been upset. Probably never, if your family rely on you the way that they do, they probably never wanted you to go anyway because they need you like that. So for you to try and disguise this as a way to say that, your mom is unhappy with this process, therefore may be unhappy with Marshall in the future. Girl, this ain't got shit to do with that boy. This has everything to do with you, and I don't even think it got nothing to do with your mama. It's you not being sure about him and whether you really want to move forward with him because you still in your whole phase is what it's giving. So Jackie punks Marshall and tells him to boss up and be a man as if he's not being a man, which therefore lets me know that you don't even know what one is because you're so used to these little boys. That's what you're used to. She only knows how to push men away in hopes that they will run after her because they ended up getting into an argument. She was packing her stuff up and he was like, oh, so you leaving? She was like, yeah, I'm leaving. He was like, why? She's like, I'm not doing this with you and da-da-da. All that was giving me was a woman that likes to start SHI and run away so that he can run after her so that they can fight and argue and then hug on each other, love on each other, and then go have sex. And then they do the SHI all over again. Like, girl, it's definitely toxic, okay? Jackie only knows how to argue, how to argue. That's what I said. She tells him that they don't have sex. That's one thing that she felt was like a big deal. I guess she wanted him to boss up and throw her against the wall and stuff. According to Marshall, when they have an sex, she likes the rough stuff and all of that. All right. But I felt like this. She feels like they don't have sex and he doesn't come up on her and do the aggressive things that she need. And I'm like, but listen to yourself though. You are so unstable emotionally. How the fuck is he supposed to know when or how to touch your ass? For real, for real. And were these conversations that y'all had during the pods in the beginning or something? Like, did you tell him the things that you like, what you don't like, whatever the case is? Like, how the hell he supposed to know? He probably be wanting to do some of that stuff. But you be so crying all over the place and doing all of that. He probably don't know what the hell to do. Right? So there's that. She wants him to be aggressive, but when he is aggressive, then she yells at him about it because he asked her, like, what are you trying to do? Or something he said when he was clapping his hands. And she was like, don't talk to me like that. Don't yell at me. And he was like, what the fuck? Girl, you know what I'm saying? He's like, when I'm calm, you telling me to be aggressive. When I get aggressive, you telling me to calm down. Like, what the fuck do you want, ma'am? What do you want at this point? Girl, I'm Team Marshall all the way. I was like, Marshall, leave her the fuck alone. Leave this lady alone. She is not ready for a man like you. She's not. She's still in her hard life. She's not trying to live a soft life. Let her ass go out there and live that hard life. I guarantee you, give her about 3 years, she's going to be reflecting back, wishing that her ass was still with Marshall, okay? Yes. I don't care what images she put up on social media, making it seem like I'm happy, I'm at peace. No, that's still gonna be back home, wishing her ex was still with Marshall. Period. Okay. But I wanted him to let her unstable ass go and let her ass go right on over there to a therapist because that is what she needs. Period. Okay. So Marshall tells her that he says, I'm always touching you. I'm always kissing you. I'm always rubbing on you. He says, but what have you done for me? I said, woo. Because it's giving, he's spending more of his time catering to you that he's not really receiving anything from you. Girl, damn. She says, why you with me then? Why you with me then? And this is where Marshall fucked up. But I didn't ride his back for it. He says, I saw you as a project. And I was like, wrong word, wrong word, wrong road, okay? Not as a project. And see, you know what's funny is a lot of people was like, oh my God, why, how could he say that? Why did he say project? Da, da, da. Girl, cut it out. A lot of y'all see people as projects, lack of a better word, okay? A lot of y'all get in these relationships, y'all be in the talking phase of situations. A man or a woman to tell you, hey, I'm not ready for a relationship, but y'all do see them as projects without saying it, because then you go on, although y'all hanging out, spending time together, whatever it is, going on dates, whatever you do, but the title of girlfriend, boyfriend has yet to come up, yet you continue to try and force your way into this person's life and prove to them that you're what they need, even though this person just sat up there and told your ass that they not interested in having a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of y'all be sticking in this talking phase, the situationship, and it be a project for y'all, because a lot of people want what it is that they cannot have. Right? But I think that he used the wrong term here. But I'm just speaking on the everybody being appalled by what it was that he said type thing. I'm like, girl, some of y'all that's appalled is in a situationship right now trying to prove to somebody, make me your girl, make me your guy type thing. What? That's a project. Anywho, let's keep going. So, and it's sad if he did see that, because it's like, if you did see that, why would you propose to her? I guess you wanted to prove to her, as I already said, that you're the right person for her, thinking that she was going to come around. But I think it was just the bad term. So he tried to clean it up. But honestly, I feel like it didn't matter. It did not matter what he would have said. Let's be honest. Jackie was going to make it an issue, period. It did not matter what that man said. She was going to find fault in it because Jackie was only focused on yelling, fussing, and not communicating. That's the only thing Jackie knows how to do, is argue, hug, cry, have sex, and then do the shit all over again. That's all that she knows, okay? So, anywho, I felt like she is so crazy. Like, girl, you about to lose one of the best men that's for you, in my personal opinion. And I was like, you know that you need someone like him because you even said that out of your own mouth. The only problem is that you need him, but you're not ready for him. I hate that for you, okay? But anywho, I said that she only knows how to operate in toxic relationships, and that's not supposed to be normal to anyone. That's not supposed to be normal. It's not. That's not normal. We see so much toxic shit going on TVs and songs and all of this other bullshit. That is not normal. That's not supposed to be your normal. You're supposed to get to your soft life. Okay, girl? That's where you're supposed to be at. Your zen, your peace, your happiness, your mutual connections. That's what you're supposed to be at, girl. You over here, fine by yourself. So, anywho, they meet up. They have this overall meetup for the entire group, and they bring in two people, like I told y'all, Amber, and they also bring in this guy here, Josh. Okay, so Josh comes in. Y'all know that Josh was the one that's more interested in her. He wants to be with her. I said, girl, this is so messy. Maybe not with Amber, but bringing Josh back, this is some fuck shit for sure. And mind you, Marshall and Jackie ain't been on the same page. Okay. They ain't been on the same page. They came in separately. Marshall sees Josh, and I know he felt like, oh, this is some bullshit here. Then he tries to put a jacket on Jackie, but Jackie wanted to prance around looking good. And he was like, nah, put your jacket on because you're going to be sick. Da, 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 da. Now, some part of me was like, okay, Marshall, don't force the jacket on her if she don't want the jacket on her. You know what I'm saying? But she ended up wearing the jacket, and it was what it was, okay? So Josh is drunk. I don't care what nobody talking about. The man was the fuck drunk. Okay. And I feel like that's a clear sign. Like, girl, the first time you really meet him in person, supposedly, you're over there talking to him and he drunk as hell. He couldn't sober up and not have a few drinks before he met you. Okay. So, anywho, he goes over there and trying to talk to Marshall. Marshall is not featuring him for real. He all up on Marshall. Marshall really wanted to tell him, get your ass up off me. Like, get up off me, bro. So he tells Marshall, like, it's Mr. Steal Your Girl, Mr. Steal Your Girl. So Marshall said, if you can take her from me, you can have her. And I feel like Marshall said that because Jackie, although he loves her, she's becoming a fucking headache for him. She's becoming a headache for him. And I feel like that's why he said that, like, I love her, but she got some other shit going on. And if it's so easy for you to come in and just take her away from me, bro, please be my guest. You could deal with them fucking problems because you don't even know what you're getting. Hot key, okay? So that's what I was thinking. Anywho, then what my favorite part of this episode, the last episode, my favorite part of episode 8 was when Marshall kind of looked like, the fuck? The fuck is that? Like, I loved that portion right there. Somebody need to make that a meme because he was like, did this nigga just try me? Like, do he not know I'll go cuckoo crazy on his motherfucker? Like, what the was that? Like, girl, that boy had me screaming, okay? Love me some Marshall. Josh goes over to talk to Jackie, and girl, he's all up on her. And I'm like, you can't sit across from her. You had to be all up on her. And you know what it was giving? They have sexual chemistry with each other. I think he was giving her all his sexual energy when he went over there trying to be all in her face and stuff like that. Yeah, he goes to talk to Jackie. I felt like he was rude. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he definitely was drunk. That was one thing. And just rude off of not giving her space like that. Like, she don't even know you like that. But the fact that you was all up on her the way that you were makes me question, have y'all already met before? Have y'all already possibly met each other? Has that happened? As to why he felt so comfortable to be all up on you like that? Okay. Anywho, so he gets in her head pretty much and tells her about how Marshall was crying over more women than just her and all this other stuff. Just pretty much trying to throw salt on Marshall's game. But then you're trying to be up in his face talking about how much you love him and all this other stuff. Like, you're fake as hell. And if you get with Jackie, then y'all definitely deserve each other for sure. Now, I did see a video on some pics and stuff online where people were trying to say that there was a text message going around of Jackie saying that a lot of people and she thought as well that Marshall could have been gay because he was doing all of this twerking and stuff, and she was like, nah, that's not gonna work. You need to chill out, whatever. So it was just mannerisms about Marshall that she didn't like, that I guess was not man enough for her. Then also it was like an IG pic of her and Josh together where she was saying, that's my babe. So I'm like, whoa, are they together or are they not together, or what the fuck is going on? But I hope that Marshall bows out and don't even go to the altar with her. I hope he saves himself the stress, the time, and just moves on. Let her go. If she want to go, let her go. But yeah, so that's that. That was the last 3 episodes. I'm going to get into the rest of the episodes, and we'll definitely come back and we'll continue to have a conversation about it. But I wanted to talk to you all about it, so I want you all to go ahead, hop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about the past few episodes of Love is Blind. Definitely want to hear your thoughts about these 3 here. That's all that I got. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.